Right, okay. The events that we are talking about happened in Nigeria, obviously. And what year was this?
2019.
2019. So in 2019, I want to ask from your point of view, in 2019, what happened?
My husband already passed PLAB, and in fact, we've started the visa processing and all, yeah. So from his own side of story and the chat between them that I read, the lady, you know, was introduced by a senior colleague, you know, just to take her for some lessons and all of that. And from there, you know, she got impressed and asked that she was willing to give him some, maybe a shoe or something, well, you know. And because it's just my husband's culture to buy things for both of us whenever he's buying, so I told the lady, you're going to look for my wife as well. And I think that's where the number exchange came in, because I used different sizes, you know, UK, US size and all of that. So he was a bit confused about the exact size to give her. So, and he told her that just take my number or the exchange number, and that I'm going to get the size across to you. So that was what happened, what led to, you know, eventually saving that number and seeing her status on her birthday, where she said she wants to maybe kill herself or something, you know, those kind of messages, status, you know. And he, being the person he is, cares too much, you know, reached out, and I think that was when they went out for a drink, which he said, and I read from their chat, because I had to go through all of the chat, that he told her that they should go to maybe KFC, different places where she can eat, but she insisted that she wanted a drink, an alcoholic drink. My husband is not someone that drink alcohol like that, no. So I guess one thing led to another, and you know, they had sex. So my husband told me when the whole issue happened. So that was why when I saw it on Twitter later on.
On Twitter?
Well, yes, it was not, because he told me immediately.
He told you immediately after this sexual event happened?
Yeah, he told me this is what happened. Of course, I was angry at first, but when I went through the chat and all of that, you know, I kind of know my husband. So I know that this is not him. Something have, you know, led to this. So I knew there was more. So later on, the lady came up with the allegation. So UCH took it up, and
UCH is the University College Hospital.
Yeah, they took it up, and the whole, in fact, it was a very tough time then. But they found out that she was lying. So upon getting to the UK and seeing the Twitter, you know, I'm not really a Twitter person, but...
Just to be certain, so UCH had investigated this. You guys had relocated to the UK, and then the lady went on Twitter to talk about the matter again.
Exactly. So they've looked into it, and they saw that she was lying. But now hearing that we are in the UK, she went on Twitter, you know, to start this. So people called attention to it, because I'm not a Twitter person, and he's not even a social media person like that. So when I saw it, I mean, it was a mixed feeling. I honestly, I didn't know what to do. I was angry. I was angry mainly because I knew what happened. I saw the chat, and any intelligent person, and in fact, I don't think you have to be intelligent like that. If you read through those chats, you will know that she was not raped. It was clear. So I was angry because I don't know what she wanted. I don't know why she went on Twitter to do that. And I was even more angry because of you know, the way people were reacting. Like, you don't even know what happened. So it was a tough time.
Yeah.
I won't lie, it was a tough time. The UK drama, I don't even want to go into that. Let's talk about that.
Like, what is UK drama? What does she mean by that?
She went on Twitter, just like she said, and spewed out the lies. And as usual, people will not ask questions before they make their own unintelligent conclusions, which was what happened. And people started tagging people. So someone tagged the GMC. Right. That's General Medical Council, regulates doctors practicing in the whole of the UK. Yeah. So definitely the GMC will not hear something like that and not take action. So the GMC wrote a letter to me, an email to me to say, okay, we've got an allegation of sexual misconduct and rape against a student, blah, blah, blah. We need to look into it, which they did. So this was sometime in, I think I received the first correspondence from the GMC sometime in April 2021. Right. Yeah. And so look at that time period from April 2021 up until April 2023 before the tribunal, not GMC now. So GMC is the one saying, okay, you've done this, we need to take your name off the registrar. But we can't do that. Yeah, that was what GMC said. That's what they wanted. So if they had found the allegations to be true, GMC would have recommended to the tribunal. So the tribunal is a different independent body. So just like a court, it's an independent body that looks into such complaints because GMC on its own will not strike your name out of the register without going through due process. So they said if the tribunal finds you guilty, that you actually committed this offense, our recommendation to the tribunal will be to strike your name off the register. I think that was the worst day of my life. I started thinking of so many things. I know I will need the service of a lawyer, definitely. I came to my mind that will these people look into this thing fully before taking any drastic action, or will they want to just suspend me while looking into this issue? That would have been disastrous. So that was what was going through my mind, because if they had suspended me, I came in with a work visa. I can only work as a doctor. If you suspend me as a doctor, the only option will be to look for another job, which will be very difficult because now you are, if you're applying for any other job, not even in medicine, you have to inform them that you are undergoing investigation. Nobody's going to employ you. So it means the only other option will be just pack your bags and go back home. 99% of what was passing through my mind at that time doesn't look good. Because, I mean, issue of sexual assault and rape, most times, in most situations, the guy is guilty. Even if he's not actually guilty, people just assume he's guilty. So that was it then.
I want to talk about, kind of one of the more uncomfortable parts of this whole thing, which is if we go back to UCH. What happened was that you cheated on your wife. Yeah?
Exactly.
That part, how did you contend with that part as a man? Did you think to yourself, I brought this on myself? Did you think to yourself, I'm not the kind of man I thought I was? How did you deal with the fact that you had, in some way, not in some way, you had broken kind of the vow?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was tough, especially to think that this thing happened on the first Monday of Holy Ghost Congress. So we attend reading. So it was Holy Ghost Congress, but I could not go because of work. And this happened on the Monday. I was actually watching Holy Ghost, the service online on YouTube on my phone when the kissing started.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it was spontaneous and the sex.
Yeah.
Immediately it happened. When I got home, I knew I had to tell my wife. I didn't want something that will hold me down spiritually. So I knew I had to tell her. But I also knew it's going to be tough on her. So I called one of my pastors, elderly man, and told him, please, when you coming back from camp, just branch my house. I mean, he lives in Accra. When coming from Lagos, just branch Ibadan, and there's something really important I need to discuss with you. So luckily, it was the one that came with, brought my wife, his family. My wife joined them in his car, and so I took him out of the house and told him so and so happened. And so we called my wife and told her together. To your question, it was clear. I mean, I brought it upon myself. Nobody brought it upon me. I mean, some people have a weird way of saying thank you. Yeah. I mean, I can do something for you, just say thank you and it's over. Some people have a weird way of saying thank you.
Yeah.
Goodness Adeosun has a very weird way of saying thank you. You teach her ECG, she promised to buy to make you a slipper that is worth 8,000 as of then. That was where this whole thing started. You answer past questions with her and she starts kissing you. But then I still believe I could have stopped her from the start. Like when she said, I'll make you slippers, I could have said, no, thank you. Teaching you ECG does not require you to do this. So I think that's where it started and then spiraled. Yeah. And that's where I blame myself, because I could have said no from the very start.
Right. I think it's powerful, the way that you're taking responsibility for that. You know, I think it's powerful. I also think that, again, until one gets into a situation in life that they did not expect, it's always very easy to say, you should have said no, you should have done this, you should have done this. You know, life is not often that black and white. Still, it's a powerful thing, it's a powerful spiritual practice, I think, to take responsibility for your own side, for whatever it is. I am in awe of you. I'm in awe of you. I mean, this story has all kinds of things in it, and I think it's such a powerful story. But I think that one of the most important things you did before I come to her was immediately decide to tell your wife that you are cheated on her. Because often on another level, imagine if the first time she was hearing about this was when the accusation came. That would have been a different... Yeah. Because you're dealing with a lot at the same time. Did it ever occur to you, any of you, what would have happened if I hadn't done that and told my wife beforehand?
When I think one of the people that contacted her on Twitter, one of the things she said is she wanted my husband to lose the children and the wife. So apparently, from their comment and all of that, they felt, you know, I'm just getting to know or, you know, of everything on Twitter. And I mean, it was really helpful that he said it when it happened, because that kind of prepared my mind, you know, for what is coming because of what we've gone through in UCH, So it kind of prepared my mind that, this is war. Yes.
Yeah.
But I thank God that he said it. It was not easy, but just like I said earlier, my husband is not, even while dating, is not someone that dates two people at a time. So that was why I had to. I remember one thing I asked when he told me is, can I see the conversation and all of that? Because I just wanted to know what has been going on.
Yeah,
and
the man
I've been going on for a while. And when I saw it, honestly, everything he said, it's in there. I remember when that Twitter whole thing started, I had to, put all those conversations into a PDF to, just to save for it. One of the things that they also looked at, James and all of that.
One of the hidden blessings of you living in the UK is, I think that one of the things is, when things happen in Nigeria, we always believe that there's corruption involved. So when people heard that UCA had cleared it, I thought, Nigerian University. Of course they cleared him, That's what people would have thought.
Exactly.
Not that. That's what people said it. People said it that is it that doctors that they are doctors that they've covered for him.
They've covered for him.
Yeah.
And so there's the hidden, if you can recall, a blessing in your move to the UK, is that then you went into a system that has no dog in this fight.
No.
It's actually incentivized to find you guilty.
Exactly. Yes.
As an incentive.
There's an incentive to find me guilty.
Yes.
By the GMC.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I spent time reading through the various reports. This is dozens of pages of reports. It's scary. They looked into your text messages, things I can't even talk about on the show, your personal life, medical reports. I've never seen a report like this before. This was very interesting reading. Okay, she said this and he said this at this time and that time. It was forensic investigations deep into this. 2 questions. One, let me start from the end. When you eventually saw that report, this second report clearing you, what went through your mind?
Well, I was very happy.
Yeah.
I cried. I had not cried. The last time I cried was when my dad died.
Right, you saw these tears.
Yeah, I cried. I cried.
Yeah.
All through the process, I didn't cry. Because somehow, if you remember, I've always told myself 2 things all this while. That I used to say it in Yoruba, Iro Ogundun. So it means a lie of 20 years.
Yeah.
Eventually the truth will come out. So I knew somehow, if not by GMC, in future, somehow the truth will come out. So I knew somehow God was going to let the truth come out. And so when he finally did, all by himself, without lawyer.
So you didn't even get a lawyer?
Yeah, it was too difficult. They gave me a quote of 20 to 25,000 pounds.
Initially.
So I used lawyer in the preliminary to arrange
your case.
But when it got when they now said, okay, we are asking you to go to the tribunal itself.
Right.
So that was when the lawyer now gave me their fee.
Yeah.
20 to 25,000 pounds.
Yeah. That's not small money.
That's not small money.
That's not small money.
And I just knew, no.
So you did this process without a lawyer?
And they took the lawyer they used against...
Yeah,
they used for the lady against my husband. I was like, their best lawyer.
One of their best. I had to go and Google his name after the first sitting, the first day.
When you saw
kind of questions he was asking.
Yeah.
After the first day of the tribunal, I had to go check his name online, and I saw his profile. I can't remember the exact wordings they used, but it's the one they use for high-profile cases.
Yeah.
So that would be cases where GMC wants to nab you. That's the person they use. So where GMC feels, okay, we've caught this one. Yeah. Let's deal with it.
Because they have to also make it clear that they've done their very best on this matter.
Well, that's also true. They needed to do their due diligence. to.
I think it's. I mean, it's a part of this that just feels like a miracle. That is a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, truly, like you said, of recent, I've been thinking all these were. I mean, it shouldn't have happened in the first place,
Yes.
like I've always said. But now it has happened. My name was soiled, and God wanted to clear my name. So He helped me to clear my name in a system where the justice system is, I wouldn't say perfect, but close to perfection.
Yeah.
Where I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
No one is going to. I'm not even white to start with.
There's so many levers of this. There is race, there is class, there is gender, there is sex. It's also, I mean, all layered against. Yeah. What is the prayer that you pray to God when you think of this woman?
She's a lovely woman. I always tell her, if there is anything like reincarnation and I come back, I will still choose her. Yeah. I mean, she's known that even before all of this came up. Yeah.
Even if God came down and told everybody he's innocent, there will still be those people who will say, how do you deal with that?
Is God happy? Are you happy? Every other person can.
Yeah, so now you are now thinking like me.
Yeah, there was a lot of resentment
because
in the whole process.
Yeah.
To the way I think, because, I just had to accept that, okay, God always, walk in His own way. I've always believed that, but just like you said, until you wear certain shoes, you won't. But now I just know that it may not be going the way I want, initially, but God knows the end, and there's really nothing I can do. So rather than just disturbing myself, let me just relax and be watching God.
Just relax and be watching God. Yeah.
People I thought were my friends, they backed down. They backed out. Just, I'll say, only 2 or 3 of my friends stood by me. The others will tell me privately, say, Tony, we believe your story, but I'll say just 2 or 3. And if you don't mind, I'll mention one.
Go ahead, please.
Solomon Ukwani, my classmate. He's in Nigeria. He's a consultant cardiothoracic surgeon. We're classmates in university, and I'll always appreciate him. Solomon heard the story, contacted me and said, tell me what happened. And I told him. He said, I believe you. And Solomon stood by me all through. 1 or 2 other colleagues, but in all, my wife was sad, she was worried and angry, which is accepted and expected, but she stood by me. And so, I would say if the love was 98%, it took it to 100%.
116.
So
thank you guys for sharing your story with me. This obviously was not an easy story to share. And there were some points when you were not sure you were even ready to share this story. But I thank you both for sharing with me. I think that this will be a blessing to so many people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And I must say that you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Yes, you are, because sometimes people want to do certain things, but when they hear another person's story, they'll be like, okay, I'm not all by myself in this. So
that is precisely why I do this show.
You're doing an amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.